Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we have yet another blush video. I feel like this is becoming fully a blush review channel, which I'm not going to complain about because I love blush. Today I am going to be demoing and reviewing the new-ish, and I'll explain the ish shortly, cheek and lip sticks from Summer Fridays. Now these are, okay, let me explain. These launched back in November on the Summer Fridays website exclusively. They are relaunching them on Sephora and on Summer Fridays with an additional shade. So when they first launched, they had 3 shades and they are launching a 4th shade. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over the 2 shades I have, talk about the formula, talk about the price point, tell you if I think they're worth your money. So when they do launch, or rather relaunch in a couple of days, you know whether or not they are EVA approved and if you should pick them up. So if you are interested in finding out more about the new Summer Fridays blushes, then keep on watching. Okay, so a little bit more about this upcoming launch. So these are going to be retailing for $28. They will be available on the Summer Fridays site as well as Sephora, both on June 13th. Now, when they first launched, as I mentioned, they had 3 shades. I will click insert a card here showing the different shades. I picked up 2 shades. I picked up Warm Desert, which is a really pretty kind of like tawny brown shade. I love a brown blush. And then I also picked up the shade Pink Sky, which is a cool toned pink. They also had a bright red that launched, and then they are going to be launching a shade. Let me check exactly on the name, but they're going to be launching Dusty Rose, which is going to be a dusk inspired soft mauve. So I have a couple Sephora gift cards. I will probably pick up that shade when it launches. But these products, let's go ahead and put them on my face. I'll show how they blend out. I will do arm swatches and cheek swatches and then give you my overall final thoughts on the 2 shades of the Summer Fridays blush bombs, or rather blush sticks. Okay, I desperately need blush. I look like a corpse bride without blush on. Let's go ahead and first do the shade Pink Skies. So I am going to go in with my mirror, and per usual, I'm going to just apply directly to the face, and then I will go ahead and blend out with my beloved BK Beauty 101 brush. Okay, so these are blending super easily. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, and I should mention, I actually haven't used these yet on my face. Admittedly, I bought them like around Black Friday when I bought a bunch of stuff, and then they kind of just sat in my drawer. So this is also a first impression. Okay, I'm really liking the way that applied and the way it blended out. I'm going to apply just a little bit more to really build up that shade on camera. And I'm also going to wipe off my lipstick I'm currently wearing so that we can also apply this to the lips. Ooh, pretty. I do think it's interesting that Summer Fridays is kind of going more into makeup. I've noticed a lot of skincare brands starting to do that, and it just makes sense. I'm obsessed with the Summer Fridays skin tint. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Summer Fridays skin tint is amazing. So I'm glad they're relaunching these blushes and coming out with more shades, and I'd be interested to see what other makeup products besides the lip balms they launch. Like maybe they'll do some sort of eye product next. I could see them doing maybe a mascara or like a serum infused like liquid eyeshadow. Okay, so this is the shade More Built Up, and again, this is the shade Pink Skies. Beautiful. I'm going to go off camera, remove my lipstick that I'm wearing, and we will apply Pink Skies to the lips. Okay, my lipstick has been removed. it did leave a little bit of a stain. We did our best. Okay, let's go in with Pink Skies on the lips. Okay, this looks pretty on the lips. I do feel like a lot of times when products are marketed as both lip and cheek, sometimes they look like kind of weird and crusty on the lips. Like I don't know how to describe it, they like cling to weird parts, and this one does not. This one, I would say, is a true cheek and lip product. Wow. It's interesting because it dries down quite quickly. Like, there's still transfer, but not a ton of transfer. I feel like this will be a very long-lasting product on the lips. So that is Pink Skies for you. I'm going to go ahead and remove Pink Skies, reapply my foundation, and then we will go in with the beautiful Warm Desert shade next. We have removed Pink Skies, and now we are back for the gorgeous Warm Desert. I'm very, very excited about this shade. I love a brownish blush, so very excited to put this on my face. I am going to go directly in again. Okay. Going back in with the Bouquet 101. Oh, and I should mention I do have an affiliate code with them, but I purchased all these brushes on my own well before that. I will have the brush linked in the description along with my 10% off code. Okay. The shade is pretty. I'm gonna wipe off. I have a clean towel in front of me. I'm gonna make sure Pink Skies is removed from this brush. Okay, let's go in with a little bit more. I'm actually gonna do the like khaki Reviews Beauty technique this time of putting the product directly on the brush and then on my face, just because I just applied a fresh layer of foundation and I feel like it hasn't totally set, and it felt kind of gross like wiping this across not totally set foundation. Okay, and this is giving some really nice buildup of that color. Very, very pretty. I am into the shade. It is like the way I applied that is so weird. I applied it like way down on my face. It is well, you'll see in the swatches, but it is like a peachy brown. It's more peach than it is brown, I will say that. It looks darker in the tube, but it is a lighter, dirty peach. I'm gonna apply this to my lips now. I'm curious to see how this one will show up. That's really pretty. This one is definitely sheer on the lips, so I'm not quite sure if I would argue that this one really is for lips. Yeah, this one, I'm not feeling it for the lips. It's too sheer, and it's kind of doing that weird thing that I described that the other one did not, which is it is like clinging to the lip lines in weird spaces. So that's just something to note if you were buying these for the multi-use purpose of them. Warm Desert isn't going to be a great lip shade in my opinion. It is clinging in weird spots, but for the cheeks, I mean, this is a beautiful shade. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through some arm swatches. I am going to show both of these on my arms, and then I'm going to grab some other blushes in my collection that are like ones that are pretty commonly owned by makeup lovers, so I can go through if there are any similar shades in my collection already and kind of talk about the formula similarities or differences, so that if you already own some of those, maybe you can decide to skip this launch. So I will be back with arm swatches and those comparisons. So we have Warm Desert on the left and then Pink Skies on the right. Pink Skies definitely packs more of a punch and is more pigmented, whereas Warm Desert is a little bit more on the sheerer side, but still a beautiful dirty peach shade. Going from left to right, we have Terracotta by Merit Beauty, and then we have Dreamer from Ilia Cosmetics, followed by Warm Desert from Summer Fridays, Pink Skies from Summer Fridays, Jam from Persona Cosmetics, Cherry Blossom Babe from Nude Sticks, and then at the end we have Pink Dahlia from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I did definitely find similar shades in my collection. So for Warm Desert, the two shades that I have that are similar, they're like not spot on, but somewhat similar, is Terracotta from Merit Beauty, and then the shade Dreamer from Ilia. As you can see in the arm swatches, they are not that similar, but definitely in that similar family. I would say the Merit one is pretty close in shade, but the formula of the Merit one is different. It's just very, very dewy. For some reason, I can't stop buying them despite the fact that they last 2 seconds on my face. So that's a side note, but I will say the formula, I can already tell, is different because hopefully this will show up. I still have all my arm swatches on. This probably won't show up, but like I'm moving the Merit Beauty one and I'm like basically able to almost completely blend the product away. But with the Summer Fridays one, they definitely have more like grip on the skin. Like they're still blendable, but they have much more grip and therefore are going to be longer lasting. Now for the pink shades, I messed up kind of my arm swatches here, but I will insert them once again. For the pink shades, I would say I don't have anything that's identical. I did swatch some pretty popular blushes for comparison, so you can kind of decide if they are too close in shade range to one another. So I did swatch Jam from Persona Cosmetics. You'll be able to see Jam is more berry toned than Pink Skies. And then I also swatched Cherry Blossom Babe from Nude Sticks. This is like one of my favorite cream blushes, and this one is a little bit more warm tone and a little bit lighter. But as far as shades go, I would say the closest is the Anastasia Beauty blush stick in the shade Pink Dahlia. These are so underrated. I feel like these launched and no one cared about them, but these are so underrated. And these I would say are pretty similar. I will wipe off my hands and I'm going to try to do a hand swatch to give you a better idea of how similar the shades are. I did also try to find similar shades in my Westman Atelier collection, but I don't have any shades that are similar to these. So then again, I don't own every Westman Atelier one, but you can always feel free to leave a comment down below if you own Westman Atelier and you're like debating on whether or not to pick these up. And I will like let you know if those are any of the shades I have, and therefore they're not going to be a duplicate shade. Okay, so these are the two shades next to one another, quite similar. So we have the Summer Fridays one on the left, and then on the right we have the Nude Sticks shade. So these are pretty similar. I would say the Summer Fridays one is a little bit more cool toned, but they're very similar, and the formulas are pretty similar as well. Now going back to Warm Desert, I'm going to do the same thing and swatch both Warm Desert and then the Merit Beauty one on my hand so you can see just from a up close standpoint. Okay, so you'll see the two shades swatched here. I actually take it back and they are not super similar. The Summer Fridays Warm Desert is much peachier, and then we have Merit Beauty Terracotta here on the left. So I would actually say they're in the same family of blushes. So if you like the Merit, sorry, I don't know why my voice is cracking like a teenage boy. If you like the Merit Beauty Terracotta, you will like Warm Desert from Summer Fridays, but they're not the same. So hopefully that's helpful. So wrapping it up and giving my overall thoughts, like, first off, I do love the packaging. It is like a soft touch white packaging. It's very sleek, very chic, very aesthetically pleasing, as is everything from Summer Fridays. I'm sure the packaging will get extremely messy, but it's easy to clean. I got it messy and was able to wipe it off. So love the chic packaging. As far as the products themselves, I like them. I don't think they're anything revolutionary. Like, if you already own a bunch of the Nude Sticks blushes, the Persona ones, and none of these colors speak to you, I don't think the formula is anything super innovative. However, as someone who is a cream blush lover, I'm excited about these, and I'm excited that they're relaunching so more people can get their hands on them, because from my first impression, I'm hopeful. I like them. I think the shades that they came out with are really pretty, and I probably will be picking up that new like Dusty Rose shade, even though I have like 25 others in my collection that are identical. So hopefully that was helpful, like giving you an idea of like if it's worth it or not. I would say if you are on the fence and you've just been really wanting to try a cream blush, and it's not like a super high priority for you, I would wait until the next Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, because they always have the Nude Sticks blushes half off and they're incredible. So take that for what it's worth. But if you are like a Summer Fridays junkie, or you're like me and you just like love cream blush, then I would recommend picking these up. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to be picking these up and kind of like what your thoughts are on them relaunching them. And to clarify, it's not a reformulation, it's just a relaunch, because it was a limited launch the first time, it sold out, and now they're relaunching with one shade, but it is the same formula. So the review today will still stand on the products when they launch on the 13th. Thanks so much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you in my next video.